Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Bmsa, and we have a really important show tonight, informative. You know, the festival is upon us. We have a car show coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about the car show with Jan Brathwaite, the PRO, and the Secretary, Miss Laura Smith. We're also going to talk about the Kiddies Fiesta with Trevor Grant and Cindy George of the Rotary Club of Roadtown. So it's going to be informative, going to be interesting. To call your friends and your family, tell them that they could stream live on jtvlive.net. Spotlight's going to be showing live for those of you that don't have television, or you out and about, or have your laptop somewhere sitting in the park where it's got a hotspot. You could check us out on jtvlive.net. Before we get to my guest and the car show, the BVI Motorsports Association's car show coming up on August the 4th, I got a little housekeeping. I got a little pet peeve tonight, and since this is my last show before the holiday season, the Emancipation Celebration, I need to get this out. I welcome the Honorable Myron Wildwin comments today in the House of Assembly regarding the press, particularly the online media that take a lot of things out of context and put a lot of things into their own context. Sometimes I wonder whether it's malicious or they just incoherent. But be that as it may, and I've had experience with the online press, having to call them several times to make corrections on things they said I said that I didn't say, and things I meant that I didn't mean. But be that as it may, there are two sides, but there are three sides to every story. But the other side of this story is that the government as well have to give us, the press, the information that we want. You know, it's not all the time that you call the civil service for information that you can get that information. I don't know what it is that has to be hidden, and that's why a lot of times we have to say reliable sources, because the persons that we get the information from don't want their name called, or they don't want their department called. So I think all the ministers, and I'm not speaking about any particular minister regarding this matter, all the ministers need to let their permanent secretaries know and let their departments know that when the media call to ask questions, as long as it's not a private matter, a confidential matter infringing on anyone's rights, that there shouldn't be anything that should be hidden, and we should be able to get the answers that we need. When the government, when the ministers make their statements, like today, before Minister Waller made his statement, I had it in my email. They come out on GIS radio and television, and they give you information they want to give you, and it's whatever the government wants to give you, it's right there immediately. But when you call and ask a question, it seems like the wheels just grind to a halt. And it's got to be a two-way street, and that way we could report information accurately, because we are getting accurate information from the civil service and the government sources. I had a perfect example of that this week. A friend of mine called me up with a rumor to say that we have a bunch of Sri Lankans coming into the country and working for trust companies and being trained by BVI landers to go back to Sri Lanka, so the trust company could outsource the work that BVI landers are doing here to the Sri Lankans, and then lay off the BVI landers. And that was a rumor that came into me this week, and I figured, how can I tell whether it's true or not? So I called the Labor Department so I could find out. You know, I just asked a simple question. In the last 7 months, how many work permit applications were processed? And out of those that were processed, how many were Sri Lankans? I don't see that as a private matter. I didn't ask for the name of the company, that anybody's name who applied. I didn't ask for the name of the Sri Lankans that applied. I just asked for two simple statistics. How many permits or applications were processed? Not even how many permits were granted. How many applications were processed, and how many were Sri Lankans? Those are the two questions I asked, which is just basic statistical information. And the reason I wanted to know is because I wanted to know whether the rumor that I had heard had any credence in order for me to dig deeper. Because, I don't want to get on the radio, on the television, and bring erroneous information because somebody called me up and tell me so. I usually investigate my information and make sure that I have all the sides. And to my dismay, I couldn't get the information. First I was asked what I need the information for, which was none of the Labor Department's business, what I wanted the information for. And then they asked me to put it in writing. I put it in writing, and only to get a response that it was forwarded to the requisite personnel. That was the response that I got. When I called up the individual to ask, I wrote back an email saying, can you tell me who the requisite personnel is so I'll have an opportunity to follow up in case I don't hear from them. I can call and say, well, you were given such and such, when can I get the information? I was unable. The person in the Labor Department refused to give me the name of the requisite, quote-unquote, requisite personnel. And then, up to this point, I have not received the information that I requested. And that was, I think, last Wednesday or Thursday, I asked for the information. So, it's a two-way street. When the government wants information to get out, they give us the information they want us to get out right away. But when we want information, it's a challenge, and a lot of it has to do with the civil service being afraid that they might give out the wrong information, and a system needs to be put in place whereby a civil servant knows what information can be divulged and what can't be divulged. And as long as it's public information, as long as it's not confidential, as long as it's not private, as long as it's not infringing on anyone's rights, I don't see what else the government, in a matter of national security, military secret, I don't see what the government has to hide. So yes, I agree that the media, some media houses need to be more conscientious in their reporting, but also we need to be able to get the information from the government in a timely and an accurate fashion. We should not be experiencing the frustration. We should not have to say a reliable source. We should not have to say someone told us. We need to be able to say, we got this from the Labor Department, we got this statistic from the DPU, we got this information from the ministry, so that we are able to report accurately and quote our sources. So I just want to let all the ministers of government and all the departments and all the permanent secretaries and all the statutory boards and the members know that they have a responsibility to give the media the information that they want, not only give us the information that they want to give us. So I want to make that clear, because it really was annoying and frustrating to me. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to come back with Jan Brathwaite, the Public Relations Officer of the BVI Motorsports Association, and Ms. Laura Smith, the Secretary of the Motorsports Association. We're going to talk about the upcoming motorsports and about the upcoming Family Fun Day at HLSCC as well. Keep it locked right here to Spotlight. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
This program is sponsored by the law firm of J.S. Archibald & Co. and by the trust company J.S. Archibald Trust Services Limited, both of Roadtown, Tortola, BVI.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Edwin, and I'm here with Jan Brathwaite, PRO, BVI Motorsports Association. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Same here.
I ain't seen you in a long time.
For real. You get excited.
Don't be shot up in the ministry. You don't talk to the little men.
That's not true.
And Ms. Laura Smith, how are you, my sister?
I'm doing fine.
That's good. I haven't seen you in a while either.
I'm right here.
Good. The car show's coming up. there's an honoree. That's the first thing we want to talk about, the honoree, honoring Big Red.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about Big Red and the contribution that he made to the development of the motorsports show and the BVI.
Well, he's the founder of the association, which he started in 2002, and he promoted it from there until his passing in 2010. He took the association to Nevis, where they did the drag racing track in Nevis. They actually opened the drag racing track in Nevis. He took took the members to travel to Antigua, St. Martin, Anguilla, St. Croix, St. Thomas, and for all those areas that he took the association with him, we dominated, and we brought home trophies, winning the categories as we promoted the motorsports.
So he had lots of inter-island interaction and relationships with other countries and their motorsports association.
Yes, very much so.
So that was good. And and I think was the BVI Motorsports the first of its kind, or that was second to the other one? I know I can't remember the name of it.
Capital Productions.
Capital Productions.
I am not too sure when they started. I'm not too sure when they started, but I know we started in 2002, and we took it from there and went forward.
Now this the show is coming up on August 4th. That's the Saturday before August Monday.
Right.
And where is it going to be located?
It's going to be at the cruise ship pier in Rotown.
Any particular reason why the cruise ship pier?
Let me tell you. Well, we usually held the car show in Paraquita Bay, and I think after some evaluation, we decided that we kind of miss out on the whole festivities because we're a little further away. Even though we get good support, because each car that participates in the show has a car family, and that car family also supports us as we do this venture. But we thought that we should come into the city, because all other activities as it relates to the festival would be happening in the city. And we thought that we wanted that family situation to be a little more enclosed and a little bit more warm, really bringing out the elements of the family. So we did decide to move to the cruise pier, and we would like to thank the Honorable Minister and the BVI Ports Authority for affording us that opportunity, based on the fact that they also have some codes in place that would not necessarily allow the public to use that location.
Well, that's the location between the pier and the admin complex, right?
No, it is actually on the cruise ship pier property.
Oh,
inside,
it's behind the fence.
Yes, okay. Inside the gated. Yes.
Okay.
So this year, hopefully, we should be looking well. We had to give the ministry a footprint, and we did produce a footprint as to how we were going to lay out the grounds, and we also had to follow some rules and regulations, which we are intending to abide by. But the excitement of us doing it at this particular level and at this particular scale is really, really hyping it up.
But I have to ask you, since you're having it behind the fence, it's right next to the tender pier, and how about safety and so on, particularly regarding children? How are you managing that?
The situation is this: we are not using the facilities close to the tender pier. We actually have that gated off.
Okay.
So we're bringing in a gate, and we're gating off that, so nobody will be able to go to the water's edge, period.
Okay.
But the car show itself is going to be held on the grassy area within the cruise ship pier.
What type of vehicles do you expect to be participating?
We have vehicles coming from St. Thomas and St. Croix. It was actually supposed to have Anguilla coming and Puerto Rico coming, but due to some circumstances beyond our control regarding the shipping timing, we won't be able to have them come this time around.
And what kind of motor vehicles going to be coming?
Trucks, cars, Mustangs, bikes, just to name a few.
So you're going to have motorbikes as well. So motorsports is motorsports.
Yes.
Yeah. And we have a lot of scooters. I see.
Right.
And we got some sharp scooters.
Yes,
I've been seeing.
definitely.
Who's dressing up those scooters?
You need to come out and see, Cora. You need to come out. It's going to be that kind of exciting. I think one of the things I didn't like, because last year we had a scooter that came all the way from Anacata. And that scooter was awesome. Took the cake.
Yeah, make me want to buy a scooter.
That's what I'm talking about, you know. Makes you want to buy any kind of car that, you know, you see out on the lot. The guys really go to a lot of trouble. And that's one of the reasons why I think Big Red wanted to support this entity. But me coming on is out of Big Red's notes. It seems as though he had notes and maybe every 10 lines my name was there, because I wasn't really doing anything with them. And this group came to me and said, you know, every time we look in Big Red notes, your name is there. So we are asking if you would come and support us and help us in this venture. And I did.
So what motivates people to dress up their cars like that? Is that you become a member of the association?
You do. You become a member of the association. But becoming a member of the association is not just becoming a member. There's the people in the association are excited about vehicles. I mean, when you actually get involved with them, you see things that you could not even imagine. Like, for instance, I have Toyota Land Cruiser, and you know, I see them put the Toyota Land Cruiser on paper, and then they start to dress it up on paper. This is not actually doing it. And you know, the whole transformation of this vehicle is just so exciting, because for me it was like, yeah, I have Land Cruiser, but it's a Land Cruiser. But they were like, if you do this, it'll, you know, it look this way. If you put on this, you know, if you drop this, if you drop, and they show you, they start to show you things that you could do with a vehicle that you'd be like, you never thought of that. You know, drop the shocks and drop the disc, and you know, and you get all excited about it.
So they actually give you a design. They actually do a design on I guess on a computer,
right? Before,
and
you can actually see what your transformation.
Virtual look.
Yeah, and it's that kind of exciting. The guys are really excited. I mean,
and these are young people.
These are young people
from the BVN.
BVN people, yeah, you know. And for me, it excites me because it's just a vehicle for me. But you know, when I get involved with them, then I have to see a vehicle in a different light. I have to see the vehicle the way they see it. You know, I have to see the vehicle, you know, when they tell me, you know, the door opens this way, but we could open the door this way, or we could take the door down, or the door could open like a plane, you know. So you get, they bring a level of excitement with it for something that they love, and they transfer that onto you, and so therefore you get excited about it. And for me, the excitement was like, okay, we're doing all of this fancy stuff, but we need to step it up to another level, and which is what we did. So we're encouraging the public to come out and just see what it is young people in this community can do and are excited about doing.
Well, that's the fascinating part to me, because you know, I see young people, and we talk about, and I was talking about it some night ago, we talk about the kids that are on the block, and it appears as though they're doing nothing. And a lot of them are hanging out, you see them hanging out. But then I see them fixing cars, I see them, you know, painting up, and when they drive around, the same guys hanging out on the block, they drive around in the car and be like, yeah, you know, what is that? You know?
And the thing about it is, for me, what I like is that you go and you actually interact with them on the block, and you learn a lot of things that we as a general public probably take it for granted that, you know, they probably not do anything, but the conversation, I mean, the energy that they bring to the table with what it is they do, like, you know, I saw them sanding a vehicle today, and I was like, what you sand? We gotta be ready for the car show, man. The car show coming up. And I was like, this is 2 weeks away. Yeah, you gotta do it so that you make sure it's right, that the paint blends, and I mean, it's just a whole different spectrum of what young people can do.
Yeah, it's a lot of talent.
We try to showcase not only during the car show, but we want to be in a situation where we could showcase the cars all year long, you know, and try to encourage people who are not doing anything, or people who are creative, to come out and really show their expertise, because there's a lot of things that you can do with the vehicle outside just showing the car. I mean, the talent that comes out, I mean, it's just amazing. They do that with the motor scooters too.
Yeah, I've seen them, and when you look inside the car now, not just the outside the car in the paint job, and all the you know, the various attachments, and I don't even know what you call them. I got a whole different language, right? But when you look inside the car and you see the upholstery, you know, and the dashboards and all the gadgets and all. That's, I mean, that's a whole level of skill.
Right. Yes, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. But what I like is that when you get to the show, everybody wants you to see their car because everybody believes their car is the best, you know. So even when it comes to judging, right, the people who judge, they always have a hard time because your like and the other person like probably is different, but at the end of the day when you tally and you realize, well, X won, and you be like, well, I didn't really like X car, but then it's a pool of judges that come together. So it's all the likes and the dislikes, you know, people taste and what have you, you know, and the interaction. One of the things with judges do is they interact with the owners of the vehicle. So you get a feel for the vehicle. So you could tell whether somebody genuinely is in this, they're just doing it for sport, or they got should they girl it, you know. It's all of these elements that come together that really make this car show exciting.
Well, now that makes me interested in the history of the development of the BMSA, not from a point of view of it being an association, but how did a group of guys, or how did we get to the point where a group of young brothers come together with this skill? I mean, I didn't know, I don't know how many people know how much skill is a motor skill is available in the BVI.
I don't think a lot of people know it, and that's one of the reasons why in 2012 I decided to try to open up BVI Motorsports Association a little bit more, get out there, get us in the media, and get people to come out, the people that can help us to promote BVI Motorsports, because it's really an exciting thing. I think when I first got into it, it was like, okay, yeah, I'm just going. But when I look at what Big Red was trying to achieve, because you had to listen to his philosophy as what it is he was trying to achieve, you know, and now being in a position where I'm able to carry that philosophy on for him in his name, in his venture, and the family support you get from Big Red's family as you move this process forward. Because as we speak, his mom is away on medical leave, but she's calling every day. You getting this done? You getting that done? Like she's all involved in it also. His sisters and his brothers, as his aunts and his uncles, everybody in that family is still interested in what it is he was doing and how he was doing it, and that his legacy continues to live on. So that encourages me to continue to push this whole, and 2013 is going to be an even bigger year.
So you got some real good looking cars.
We got some real good looking cars, and we encourage you and the public to come out and see what it is we have to offer.
I can come check it out for sure, because I've got a glimpse of some of them, and it's just amazing. And how the engines, and how clean the engines are, and all the hoses, they have nice pretty color hoses.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
But you know what's also interesting? The fact that how they bring the cars to the show. Cars can't touch the ground. It's just like,
and they clean.
And when they take them out, they put them on wood to make sure they packed up on the mat. I mean, it's just so exciting.
Yeah. So is it still time for people to register their cars to show cars?
Yes.
So how do you register? When is the registration date ending?
Registration date ends on August 2nd. We have registration forms at Lazarus Services, Jaffix, and TNM Machine Shop. Okay. That's MacDuff Shop in Boggers Bay. Yeah. Okay. Forms are there. And any member can, I think they can contact any member to get forms as well.
And when the show starts?
The show starts at 11 o'clock sharp. We have an opening ceremony. And then after the opening ceremony, we'd have the proceedings of the dance. We'd have dance on that day. We're going to have performance by a demonstration actually by the karate Proper Dragon karate group. Then we'd have bouncies for the kids. We'd also have a hot dog eating competition. That's something that we introduced and hope to be something big for this year as well.
Yeah, vegetarian hot dogs for me.
We're also going to have the vote for the best show vehicle for that day. We have a I think it's 6 foot tall trophy that is going to be people's choice. That's going to be like a big event where persons that enter the show.
Okay, we're going to talk about the prizes. I don't know if we have prizes.
Definitely.
Okay, we're going to talk about prizes. We got to take a break. And also, I want to talk about, well, before we go to the break, tell us when the judging is going to start.
The judging is going to start at 1 p.m. sharp. All vehicles that is entered for the competition would have to enter the gate by 12 o'clock.
Okay, so we're going to start at 1. So when we come back, we're going to talk about the categories. We're going to talk about what entertainment you're going to have and whether there's an admission or not. Okay, so keep it locked right here, the Spotlight. We're going to be right back with more of the BMSA right after this.
Spotlight is brought to you by Bolo's High-Tech Printery, Virgin Island Motors, and Clarence Thomas Limited.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Edwin. I'm here with Jan Bradford, PRO of the BMSA, BVI Motorsports Association, and Ms. Laura Smith, Secretary. And we are talking about the upcoming car show. It's going to be a fantastic car show. Cars coming from far away as St. Thomas, St. Croix, Puerto Rico. Yes. And it's going to be a good competition. And we have a lot of good-looking BVI cars and scooters, motorbikes. And motorbikes too. I've seen the scooters, some of them, I was wondering how they get them scooters looking so sharp. So it's going to be a good looking show. The judging is going to start at 1 o'clock. The show starts at 11. It's at the cruise ship pier. And what kind of categories you have?
We have lowest drop, we have best engine room, best interior, we have best rims, best overall, like best SUV, best car, best truck. What other categories we have?
Sound.
We have sound competition. Yes.
Yeah, so that's going to be exciting. And what kind of prizes you giving?
Trophies.
It's trophies, no monetary prizes.
No monetary prizes.
So they do all this first to
Yes.
Do they drive the cars after the show, or they just lock it up, or just lock it up and
Some
cover them in a
persons,
Napoleon or something and never take them out again until the show?
some persons do that, and others, you know, they drive. It's their everyday use cars.
Because I don't see a lot of those cars on the street.
You see them on the street, but when it come into the show, that's when everybody gone in hiding to go fix this and fix that and fix the other.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of entertainment you gonna have?
We're gonna have Jamline Band and 4 Strong.
Okay. And 4 Strong is Fungi.
It's a Fungi band.
Jamline and
It's a-
soca,
yes.
popular music.
Yes.
And you have to pay to get in?
It will be $10 for adults and $5 for kids.
What the registration fee for persons for cars and bikes and so on that want to vehicles that want to participate?
Okay, the registration fee is $50 for vehicles, and motorbikes and scooters is $30.
Okay. And you have to register by when?
August 2nd. We're not having any late registrations. All registration must be done by August 2nd.
Oh, does it cost a lot to dress up these cars?
It does.
It does?
It does. Yes, it does.
So they-
The investment in a car is almost the same kind of investment as in a horse. It's really expensive. You know, especially if you get carried away and you really want your vehicle, like the show is coming up, people want their vehicles to be the best. And so they go to a lot of trouble to ensure that their vehicles are the best.
So shouldn't you be giving, big money prizes so they could get some of that money back?
You know, one of these days we will give big money prizes. We ain't get there yet.
You ain't get there.
We ain't get
But
there
you're
yet.
working on it.
We're working on that.
Okay. Yeah. Before I'm going to turn it o'clock because we have another segment, but I want to talk about the Family Fun Day that's coming up in August. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's a regular annual event that comes
is,
up.
right.
Tell us a little bit about the Family Fun Day.
Well, the back to school Family Fun Day is we're going to be using the soapbox cars this year, and we really want the soapbox soapbox cars to really be an exciting day for the family. So we're encouraging parents to build the soapbox cars for their young men and come up with their teams. It's going to be an exciting day. We have some exciting things happening. It's going to be like a mini sports day also, but we also we have a new ramp. So it should be exciting. So the races should be a little longer.
So you said mini sports, you mean you're going to have like races?
We have races, donkey racing.
Like a cultural day as well.
Yeah. But it's back to school, so we'll be all gearing up. And because we knew that it would take a little bit more time for people to actually build these soapboxes, we're doing it closer to school time. So after we finish with the car show, we give you another month to get your soapbox ready so that we can have a real good soapbox show.
That number's to call for persons to register for the car show to get more information about the car show that you want to give out to the public.
Yes, they could call Roy Thomas at 541-1807. They could also contact Lazarus Parsons or Carrie Spin.
Okay. So Roy is 541-1807.
I don't have the numbers.
And you have until the 2nd of August to register. The soapbox as well. You have to register for the family fun day,
right?
Because you're gonna have races, right? So
we're gonna have races.
Soapbox races.
But we're gonna come back to Spotlight to talk about that family fun day. You're gonna come back. Since you haven't seen us for a long time, we're gonna come back.
Okay, so we have to hook you up.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, a good thing we talk about it now, because we're not gonna Spotlight is not coming back until the 14th.
That's all right. We don't mind being first on the docket.
And why you say that, right? Let me remind persons that want to come on Spotlight. So as soon as you plan your event, you want to come on Spotlight, call me and let me know, 499-1328, because Spotlight is usually booked like a month or two in advance.
Okay.
So as soon as you know, let me know, and I'll try to fit you into the schedule. Maybe I have to bump somebody off. That's not, if I don't have dated events, and I just have somebody that wants to come and talk about something or issue, I could switch the issue-oriented discussion with a dated event. So it's been a juggling act. And I want to thank you for your support. The people really support Spotlight, so I appreciate that. So give a last pitch. People will come out and come to the fabulous Bmsa car show that's going to be held at the Cruise Pier on August 4th.
Well, we'd like to make sure that everybody comes out to support Anthony Big Red's DeCastro Car Show Classic 2012. This year is going to be exciting. We're going to be in town, so there's no reason not to come. Come out, bring your family, and have a great fun day with us. Our menu is extensive. We've gone from lobster all the way down to chicken, so come out. It's going to be exciting, a lot of fun, a lot of things to do. Spend the day with us. Bouncy rides,
entertainment,
hot dog eating competition. It's going to be really fun.
It's a beautiful work.
Yes,
I mean, works of art, really.
Yes, really. Definitely. Come out and support the young people. We say young people are our business. Come out, see what they're doing, see what positive things they're doing, and really come out and support BMSA. Okay. We'll be welcoming you at the cruise ship pier.
Yes. Jan, thank you very much for coming. Laura, thank you for coming and being my guest on Spotlight. And I'll see you on August the 4th, if not before.
Definitely.
Yes. All right, cool. We're going to be right back after these words from our sponsors with Kitty Fiesta. It's going to be that's another fun, family fun day that's going to be held in the Norloy Positive Action Park, and we're going to have a parade and a fun day for family, for kids. So we're going to come back with Trevor Grant of the Rotary of Roadtown, and I think Cindy George as well. So you keep it locked right at the Spotlight. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
This program is sponsored by the law firm of J.S. Archibald & Co. and by the trust company J.S. Archibald Trust Services Limited, both of Roadtown, Tortola, BVI.